signals from above. Hell, we're directly under Teletran 1.
Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about the NewAge Hephaestus EX, and it's their take on a Devastator. Now, this is more of a toy version than the tune version. The first one they put out was the tune version. Now, I've seen a lot of people reviewing the tune version. I don't see even one review on YouTube for the EX, so I'm going to take a look at it, show you what I think are the differences from the first one. I don't have the first one. Also, long-term, I'm comparing this one to Magic Square to see which one I like better, this one or the newly released, as it's coming out, metallic Magic Square version. Now I'm going to take this thing from in the box to combined mode. We will not be looking at the bot modes. We are just going to be looking at the alt modes and then getting it into combined, which I think a lot of people are going to be doing with this set. Anyway, there's enough other reviews showing the bot modes on that. I don't think any of that's changed. But I did get this set shows you. I'm going to have a link down below where you can get yours. So let's take a look at the Hephaestus EX. Coming up. Alright, so here is the packaging, and it is very G1-esque. I do kind of like that G1-esque look to it, and it's a box set, and it is all in one box, and it's not as big as I kind of thought it would be, a bigger box, just because, as you can see when we do a little comparison with G1, that they're about the same size as the G1. Here's a figure on the back, and shows you both modes on the top, the bottom, same thing, pretty much. But let's see what it looks like next to a G1 boxed. And this is the reissue from Hasbro not too long ago at Walmart, and this kind of shows you the difference in the box size, but almost about the same size as the G1. These are actually a little bit smaller than G1s, but there you go. Alright, so here's the box set right out of the box, and I want to say a couple things. First of all, you get all of the figures that originally came in 2-packs, I think, back in the day, when you were buying them one at a time. Then you get the torso included, and then you get some other parts. So you get like a drill piece, which I'm really not going to do anything with all that. These other pieces, and then some connector pieces. That's kind of cool. I'm not sure if these are ratchets in case you like tear up the ratchets on this one and you can just replace them, or if these are intended to be upgrades down the road. I'm not sure, but it doesn't really bother me. You also get all these guns, small guns for them, and so I'm not going to bot mode, so they won't be using them. And then we get the combined mode gun here. Now you do put batteries in it, and I did actually have barely enough. I had 2 batteries that fit, and it does this. So it's going to be kind of fun when it's combined mode to see this. And so that's what's included. Now what's not included that surprised me is a purple barrel for this, which, I mean, I guess you look at the pictures, it shows a green barrel. So you don't have an option for a purple barrel, and I don't even know how you'd swap it out at this point. But you're stuck with a green barrel, I guess. And no other head options. So the only head you have does not have any light up gimmicks or features and stuff. So it's not a big deal to me. I really don't care. But I think they're going for more of a toy look with the EX. I think the EX is the toy look, and so they're going to match it. But still, I am pleasantly surprised in the green, because I was really worried it was going to be a super muted green. And I kind of like the sort of the neon green look, and it does look more neon green in person than it does on camera or in the package or in any of the pictures. So I do like the color of green. So let's get in looking at each one of these in the alt mode. All right, starting out with the Mixmaster. I think he looks pretty good, pretty much what you would expect. And I do like that this is a little bit more simplistic than what's going on with the Magic Square set. So we do have some, I don't know, is that paint or stickers? But anyhow, it probably is paint. Knowing NewAge, they do paint a lot of stuff on there, so that looks pretty good overall. We got over here, this one looks great too, and that's a nice toy touch with these. Either it's stickers or it is paint, and so I'm not sure if you have the original set. I don't know all the details of the original set. I don't have it. I haven't really even seen it in person, but you got this colored for the windshield and some silver right there. The head's kind of peeking through. You got this yellow on the side, and that does look pretty cool overall. And I do think that the silvers are shinier on this than we'll see with the original set. And then let's see here. This that's the chest turned sideways, and that's quite a bit of nice paint to it. It looks really nice. So, and what I'm expecting from NewAge is like a really brilliant paint job, or at least some sort of a sheen to it. There's not much sheen. It's pretty a flat plastic on these. This little hood area cab kind of moves a little bit. So they are not really shiny, but I do like the color, and it does feel pretty good. When we bring some G1s in to do some comparisons, we're going to see the colors are pretty darn close to the actual G1 ones, but yeah, looks pretty good. 60s bad boys. This guy's literally just going to, I think, fold up into and just get shoved in. I think that's what happens with this guy. He folds up. So when you get this one out of the box, it's like this or something, and you have to open it up and put it in like so. It's some simplistic stuff going on, and I like it. We got some I think it's all paint. I don't know if it's stickers. It doesn't really seem like stickers. It seems more like paint than stickers on all of this, which looks great. It looks fantastic. And then this dude here, we're gonna be getting these into their combined mode, but in the alt mode they look nice overall. I don't see a whole lot of extra paint. Well, right here on the chest, maybe if you have the regular set, you go, oh wait, mine's not painted quite like that, so you can appreciate the differences in the sets. I don't know. I think the original set might still be the best looking that they put out. EX usually is best, but I think they have different definitions of what each Magic Square calls EX and what NewAge calls EX. That kind of sucks though. All right, so here's some G1s, and I'm going to say they match the color really well. Problem is, like, there's some fading with these original ones. These are just some old cheap ones I found for real cheap somewhere along the way. So we're going to do just kind of a quick side-by-side comparisons with them. You can see that it's a little bit shorter than the original G1, which that can probably get pushed in a little bit more. That could be extended. Anyway, a little shorter than the original G1, and still have very similar sticker pattern going on to the paint versus the sticker on here. Let's check this one out. And it's a little shorter height-wise. Length-wise, almost exactly the same. The bulldozer part is bigger on the original one, the vintage. So why am I comparing to vintage? Because it just seems like a lot of these legends sort of match up to vintage. Not all of them, but you know, there's quite a few, and I think this definitely falls into that category. But you do have this matching the sticker that goes down there, so that's kind of cool too. And then here we go. I am surprised how much of these stickers that they matched, so that's pretty good. And these probably don't have all the stickers in the right place. I mean, some kid screwed up and put them in the wrong spot and forever messing up a figure. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, they don't have the Decepticon logos and symbols on them, so that's the thing. I don't have kind of a loose one for all these, but they're all going to be kind of along the same line in the same vein as how these three went. So here they are next to some NewAge and Magic Square different versions. I think NewAge and Magic Square. Did I get that right? I think I got that right. Anyway, that's how that one looks, and then pull this out and we can kind of put in, I guess, some Prime and Megatron, so you just kind of see how they are. We'll see these again later, but end in mind, this is kind of the look next to the Magic Square. You can see the Magic Square stuff. It's so much bigger. This thing is just everything about the Magic Square is a lot bigger and a little bit more complicated when it comes to transformations and all of that. Okay, so let's get these combined. I think there's a couple of minor differences in these, I guess, to make them look more toy aesthetic correct than toon aesthetic correct. I'm not sure why, but it's different than the first set. So go ahead and pull this out, and we need to get these heel spurs out, and then we're going to fold this down. And this, there's two tabs and two slots, and so we're basically going to get this in place and align it and tab those in. And we have to kind of, so there's going to be two tabs and two slots there, so that's got to go into there, and then that's going to go into the top, and then give it a nice little push there. Fold this heel spur out. So now you've got that going on. Untab this and pull it up, and that's going to plug in. So it does have its ankle rocker and all that. And we're going to bring in the body, and we're going to plug it in. And okay, so I guess I should show that a little bit better. There's 2 tabs, 2 slots, and they just plug right in. And then this plugs into here. And so stability. There that goes. Next, we're going to need to work on the other leg. So we are going to untab the arms. Oh, and then bring them down. And I'm going to fold this out all the way. And that's going to be like the extreme strength to the front. And then this is going to come down here. And there's a tab and a slot for this to go in and just give it a nice push. But we'll push them both when we got them both in their spot there. Give them a nice push. And then depending on how clean you want it, I'm pretty sure this is fine just to leave it like this. You could move those however you want, but I think putting some pressure on there, that's plenty fine there. You do want to push this down out of the way so that we can split the legs. And we are going to basically, we need to split the legs enough, I guess, to open this up so we can put that T-slot in there. And since they're tabbed into that, it's kind of a bit of a challenge. All right, so we're going to get this over here, and we're going to slot this in on that sort of upside down T-slot. Then we're going to re-tab all that stuff in there nice and strong. And those tabs that hold that on are what really are kind of holding this all together for this leg. Then we push this in, and we can fold this piece up here, make it a little more aesthetically pleasing. And now I do think we got all that in. Yep, we got all that in. And yeah, he's standing now. So then we're going to get into, I guess we can do, let's do the arms last. So let's get into this one here. So we're going to have to open this up, and then we want to get the hands out of the way so they don't break. And then we're going to flip this around and tab it in. Fold that down so we can tab all this in like so. And I think this needs to be flatter. Is there going to be room in there if this isn't flatter? Well, I'm untransforming it as we go here. That's not good. I want it to stay together. Stay together. Okay, so let's get this thing to fit in there. It just feels like that should be straighter than that. Anyhow, we're going to get over here to the bot, and we're going to open this up and open this up, and then that all opens. We're going to place him in there nice and easy, and then you're going to need to put the shoulders back into place so this can all close down on itself. Do it in the right order. Okay, this needs to be down, then the shoulder comes up, then the notch goes over that. So, duh. Put this push down on that, and then fold the notch tab over that. And then we're going to lift all this up, get him ready for, see, the leg untabbed on itself. So I did hear that it being an issue with kind of both sets. But anyhow, I'm going to set him aside. We are going to get, see, this is long haul, get him ready to go. So let's bring this down here, get him ready to go. So we untab him, fold him over, and then going to get him ready to go in there. And we're going to stick him in right here. And then fold this down. And then push all this goodness into place. And then fold that down. And so this does have like a, I don't want to say it's unsightful, but it's going to cause problems in my display. I might, well, that's for me to figure out. But I think I might fold the knees down, the legs down, if I could do that out of the way just for my display purposes. And so I have more space in my display. But that's a me problem, not an anyone else problem. And then let's go ahead and get into the arms. We'll do the easy one first. This one is just going to tab, 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 slot, slot, and in the purple slot. So let's just make sure it all slots in okay. Gives it a nice little push, and then we can fold Yeah, that should have been folded down. Fold this down on itself to kind of make it a little cleaner, clean that up a little bit more. And then we've only got one more arm left, and we can do all this fun stuff. And so what we need to do with this one is sort of untab it and separate it so that we can come over here and we can sort of clamp it down. So there's 2 tabs and there's 2 slots, and we're going to clamp it down on it. How far up can we take this and it still all operate properly? To push it in here like so, fold it down, and then I think that tabs in just nicely. It's not looking pretty. I'm not making it look very pretty and elegant, but it's not really hard at all. And then here we go. We got them in place. I am gonna mess around with them just a little bit and see what we got going on with this guy, and then we'll take a good look at him. All right, so here he is in combined mode, and I think he looks pretty good. Overall, it's a decent looking combined mode for a Devastator. And with that, I'm going to be making the decision when I finish up the Magic Square if I like this one better than the Magic Square. So I do like the parts forming. I don't have a problem with that at all. Stability-wise, I think they took a little out of them for the stability to make it more toy. That's just my opinion. Either that or I'm just missing something, but I don't even see it on any of anything that mechanism is still there for one of the feet. So it is a little bit less stable than I'd like, but if you're used to messing with Transformers, you can definitely do a little bit of working with it to get it to stand right for a pose, for pretty much any pose you want for this guy. And so with that, that's something that we continually have to do. There we go. I messed around with it just a little bit more, got him a little bit more stable. There's just things you can do with him to make him more stable. But overall, the look and the aesthetic, and yeah, I think he does kind of hit that they're going for toy, but he still feels very cartoon to me, and I think the toy gives it more of the accents that it had before. So with that, I think I do want to kind of compare it first thing to the toy after we get into articulation. Okay, for articulation, you have the head side to side, and it's really tight. It goes up about that much. You can see an exposed neck, and then it goes down that much. And since we're right here, he does all of this with... That's insane. That's an insane amount of ab crunch. I guess you have to reconnect this if you do that giant ab crunch with it. It's not that big of a deal to me. But anyway, shoulder 360, of course. And then you can go all the way out to here. These articulate out of the way. That's about as far as you can go to the side with that. You do have the swivel right here. And past the 90, you do have splaying hands. You have 2 points of articulation per hand, which is fine, and you can hold the gun in either hand if you'd like, and then the gun does this, and then the waist swivel, and then you got these right here. That's really a tight ratchet. That holds really well to the front, to the back, and then this far out, ratcheted. So it's friction front and back, ratcheted to the side. You do have the thigh swivel, and then you have this knee, and this is chrome. It might even be die cast, I don't know, but that is chrome on the knee, which looks really good. So I mean, you're gonna see it like this when you're like he's walking, stepping. That's how you can see that. Okay, anyway, getting it down here, ankle rockers, we kind of saw that already, and so he can get you the poses. You just gotta kind of fiddle with him to get it to where he will stand right in that pose. And there's enough articulation to get what you want, get what you need, and yes, I mean it's not solid as a rock. It is a bit lightweight, but it's not horribly bad. Like once you get him to pose and stand, you can kind of move him around. First comparison I want to do with him is I want to superimpose him with a picture of the first version, and I want to say that if you're in between picking the first version or this one, I don't see anything that would really command getting this one over the first version unless you're super in love with the toy look. And with that, I don't think that either one is bad. Sorry, I was talking, I had to tighten that up. I had that little loose there. Neither one of them is really that bad. I think they both look great. They both look good. But if you want the toy version over here, you're going to get this green barrel, and you're not going to have quite the same level of stability for the front piece right here. And so if you go with the first version, I think the first version is a little more neon green. This is a little bit more muted, but I'm perfectly fine with the color. I think it's fine with me. And so with that, again, I don't think you can go wrong with either one, but I just kind of want to show you the differences. You can see them side by side. And I don't have the first one to show side by side. All right, so here he is next to the original G1 for the most part. I don't know if I got KO parts on there or not, but the G1, the original G1 was an absolutely terrible figure. I never liked it as a kid, and it's a brick. It's the bricky of bricks from G1. This thing destroys a G1, and so getting a complete G1, I don't know how much it would cost these days, but they might be the same price, but this is so much better. But that's kind of what happens when you get the newer modern iterations. All right, here he is next to Hulky, and I'm gonna have them both with their hand upon their hip, but Hulky cannot dip or dipper. He's so old, he can't get around like that. He's just a geezer, but he does have the purple. The purple right here, which I kind of like that, but this looks so much better. And so with that, I still don't know if I'm going to like this one better than Magic Square. Speaking of Magic Square, we're on the road to combining Magic Square. Well, let's get this correct. One day we're going to be doing this comparison and have the whole Magic Square here, but you can kind of get an idea of the colors. Hopefully they equally match. Just the stuff on screen, on camera, and pictures don't truly match in hand. I don't know why. And it really does feel like we went from starting with Legends figures, now we're into a Masterpiece figure, sort of, because of the scale and the size, but next to the Magic Square Prime, that's how it looks. Next to Pengu Toys Blue Omega Supreme Guardian, which is so cool. We get all these different color variations for an affordable price with the Pengu Toys. That's how he scales. And just throwing in a few others just for fun. We've got the NewAge Grimlock, which is absolutely amazing. The Magic Square Prime, shiny, and then the very first original OG version of Magic Square Megatron. Alright, so what do I think about this NewAge Devastator EX version? And I think the only person taking a look at this EX version, it is decent. It's good because it has the parts forming. It's solid because it has the parts forming. It looks really good. It still looks very tuned, although this was taken on some of the toy aspects with some of the paint apps and I guess the lighter muted colors and then no purple barrel. But I don't think you can go wrong with either one of this. You get this one. I think this one was on sale for like $196, but it's like $209 or $210 at Show Z. Of course, I did get this at Show Z. I have a link down below where you can get yours. But I do feel like it's a little bit unstable. You can make it stand and pose however you want, but it's just a little unstable because he's tall and skinny and there's not a whole lot going on down there. But it does. This particular one is trying to set up to look more like the toy, and it does do that. But I am going to be comparing this to the Magic Square, and here I am a year after everybody else has done this, and I'm looking at these and looking at the EX versions and the metallic version and the different ones, the different paints, the different ones that people that already had the first one, why would they need to get a second one? But let me know what you think in the comments below, like and subscribe. Touch your hanger out.
Phase 1! Now, transform!